Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here. I had to talk about this news. It looks like Oleksandr Gvozdyk and Artur Beterbiev are going to fight in the fall in October. The tentative date is the 18th of October, and from what I understand, the fight would go down in the United States. Artur Beterbiev took to social media to confirm that he signed the contract and also posted an image of himself doing so, and Igor's Klimas, Oleksandr Gvozdyk's manager, he confirmed Gvozdyk had signed his part of the deal. So, from what we are led to believe, both guys have signed the deal, both guys have agreed, there's a tentative date set, and this fight is looking a lot closer to reality. And I've got to say, this is one of the best fights in boxing, it's one of the best fights in the division, and listen, no matter what I'm doing that day, I'm cancelling it. I'm watching this fight. Tremendous fight at light heavyweight between two unbeaten champions. Beterbiev, the IBF light heavyweight champion. Gvozdyk, the WBC and lineal light heavyweight champion. This is a proper fight between two proper fighters. No diva nonsense, no prima donna behaviour, just two elite level guys going at it for supremacy. Cannot wait. Fingers crossed we get the official announcement very shortly, but all of the reports are indicating that it's a done deal. And that's great news. That really is great news. You know, stylistically I think the fight should be a great fight to watch. Beterbiev, very aggressive, excellent punching power, cuts the ring off extremely quickly. Obviously he himself can also box, very good amateur background. You know, Beterbiev is a problem at light heavyweight for anybody. But as is Oleksandr Gvozdyk. You know, this guy is the WBC and lineal light heavyweight champion. He is the #1 guy in the division as far as I'm concerned. He himself has an extensive amateur background. Bronze medalist at London 2012, for example. And Gvozdyk has shown glimpses of real quality in his pro career. Lovely combination puncher, nice timing, excellent jab, beautiful footwork, and just a really expressive fighter. When he gets in his rhythm, I believe he will be very hard to beat. I actually picked against him against Adonis Stevenson. I felt he kind of switched off a bit too much, but in that fight he really was on his P's and Q's, and he boxed extremely well and finished that fight well. That fight showed me a lot about Oleksandr Gvozdyk. People could say, well, Stevenson was past his best. Yeah, he was getting on, but that dude was still very dangerous, and Gvozdyk got the win. So Gvozdyk is without doubt an elite level light heavyweight, and right now I have him rated #1. This really is great news for the light heavyweight division, and great news for boxing. These are the type of fights we should be pleased with. This is what we should expect as boxing fans. This type of fight should happen on a much more regular basis. So, providing this gets made official, which I think it will do, I will do my utmost to support it. This is what boxing is about. And unfortunately, sometimes these type of fights go under the radar. You know, this whole YTBC thing, including all channels, you know, it's quite powerful. We as uploaders and boxing fans in general should really be encouraging these type of fights, but there's far too much tribalism in the YTBC. You know, people like who they like. If it's not on their network, they won't support it. And, you know, ultimately, these guys are too busy talking about 2 or 3 fighters, and that's really it. You know, they really see this as a business. They are take, but, you know, they really don't put much back into the sport. A lot of these guys have big sub-bases. They could do a bit more than they're doing, as far as I'm concerned. Where are the videos about Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker? You know, great fight. Unification fight between 2 unbeaten fighters. These guys are not interested in covering that type of fight. They weren't interested when Usyk was unifying the cruiserweight division. Most of these men on here are, you know, fanboys really. They're cheerleaders. They'll talk about Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, maybe Errol Spence and people like that. But that's really the extent of their content and probably knowledge, let's be honest about it. You know, these guys are too busy pushing out that TMZ type reporting. A lot of these dudes call themselves reporters. Well, you know, the comparison for me would be TMZ. A lot of headline, clickbait based stories, fanboyism, and, you know, ultimately housewife type behaviour. And by the way, my little tangent, it's not a shot at anybody in particular, but if you do believe it applies to you, then it probably does, to be honest. Share your thoughts below. Peace.